Flav.
Oh, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Tuck Rule Takes, episode 234, episode 234 of Tuck Rule Takes, TRT. We are back this week, and the gang is all here. I am Mike, bringing that main character energy for you this week. Al is here as well. Al, say what's up. How you doing?
Oh, geez. What's up?
Yeah, and Liam's also here too. Liam, I want to give you as much time to talk as I can. Liam, speak as much as you want right now, man. How you doing? How's it going?
I'm living. LIVIN. Absolutely no complaints. It's been a whirlwind 2 weeks. Just got back from Tulsa last Friday. Got a house the next day. It's just been absolute chaos. So
Beautiful. There you go. A man of few words. But what's up, everybody? Episode 234, Tuck Rule Takes. We are here. Got a lot to talk about today. Mandatory minicamp is officially over. So Liam was not here last episode. So some topics might seem like a rehash, but that was before minicamp was officially over. So we'll kind of get our full thoughts on everything from Kayshawn Boutte to Christian Gonzalez to Gabe. Don't call me Jacas. Lil Drake Maye news as well, because there's a lot of hype around him. And then, yeah, just kind of maybe talk about the wide receiver room, because I want to talk about that. I feel like we can kind of get into that now that AJ Brown has been here for a little bit, because let me remind you guys, AJ Brown is a Patriot. So before we start, does anybody have anything they want to get off their chest at all? Anything pressing?
Yes, I actually have an announcement to make here. No, I'm not quitting the show for any of you that were rooting for that. So forget all of you that wanted that. Liam, I'm sorry to disappoint you,
I
but
think I vetoed you off the show for nothing.
yeah, you kind of wasted your breath there, pal. So I hate to tell you. So sorry. But yeah, so if you have been listening at all, you will know that I am getting married in a month to the love of my life, and these two fools did get invitations to the wedding. What they don't know is that two of my groomsmen cannot make it to the wedding because of various reasons, and therefore Mike and Liam are going to be the two fill-in groomsmen, and they're going to be standing beside me on my big day.
No shit.
Crazy, crazy turn of events.
Yep,
Ain't that
absolutely.
some shit?
I know. There have been discussions about a potential fight that's going to be breaking out between the Tuck Rule Takes co-hosts and co-hosts of a former Couch Guys Sports podcast. We're not going to have that happen until at least after the ceremony. So, gentlemen, I'm going to tell you, during the ceremony, you behave like civilized gentlemen. After that, do whatever. Just have
Then
fun.
Mike and I get to fight the Dirty Dorito boys on the dance floor.
And then, yeah, nothing racist there, my guy. We got to keep it classy a little bit.
That's
if you're gonna
not
wait,
racist.
Wait,
it's a sex joke.
No. I'm just saying in general, for you. You know,
it's a sex act.
Mike, no short jokes. Okay, we got to make sure that people feel welcome.
The short jokes are good.
All right, but listen.
I'm going to end up fighting Liam. This is going to be the fight.
Probably.
Me and Liam.
You guys are going to be like the Knights at the Roxbury, Will Ferrell and the other dude. You're just going to be like headbanging at each other the whole time.
Like, fat jokes are all right?
I mean, it depends.
As the night progresses, Liam. As the night progresses.
If you say it to say like one of the bridesmaids, that probably won't end up well.
No, of course, no.
But if it's towards somebody else,
but if there happens to be a gargantuan man that is in our party, I can say that.
Hey! Don't you talk about my dad like that, you a-hole.
No, your dad's a stud. That Armenian slickback. He's
okay. Just making sure we're on the same page, okay? Because you watch your tone over there. Just because you bought a house doesn't mean you're, Hugh Hefner.
It's a different, I would describe as oafish creature.
You are. Okay, I'm going to say this actually, like no troll. You're brutal sometimes. You are absolutely brutal.
Okay, like I won't come out and say it, but he's like ovular, rotund.
Oh my God, Mike!
Is that better,
Mike?
I don't know what to say. All I can
Mike,
say, Al,
but that's not really that mean. I'm really implying it more than anything else.
Is that I'm happy to be. I was happy to be invited. Now I'm happy to be a part.
It's an honor just to be nominated.
Well. Yep.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Although I did say the joke, Liam, I said you and I, we're like the alternates. We're like the second team.
We are.
Pro
We're the
Bowl,
night at the
Superman.
Roxbury. It's like, they're going out to the club with the squad, but the squad's not that fun, so they got to call up Will Ferrell and what is it? Who's the other guy? Not Jimmy Kimmel. It's I always see whatever,
Forget who it
but
is.
Jimmy
both of
Fallon.
them.
Yeah.
So I
That's us.
will, I
Yeah.
will, I will say this. Actually, talking seriously for a second, for these two guys to consider and be a part of the big day, these guys have really helped me, especially through a lot of you guys know I lost my mom last year in January of 2025. So these guys especially were there every step of the way, checking in on me, making sure I was still laughing and having fun through that difficult time. So I can't thank them enough. And seriously, these two guys in person, two of the best people that you can have, minus some of the questionable jokes. We'll call
Yeah.
it questionable,
Yeah.
but in all
Mike can
seriousness,
get a little out of hand.
yeah, Mike, because Mike's the real problem, the elder
He
statesman
is.
here.
I
Yeah.
see.
But
Thank you.
uh, but yeah, so you guys, I'm happy to have you. It's gonna be a fun time, and I can't wait for us to all be together, and I mean that genuinely.
Thank you for having me. I can't believe two people dropped out. I know your dad's circumstance that you explained to me, which is wildly unfortunate, but you had to
Yeah.
cut somebody else from the roster. I have my hopes of who they are, but like I am curious.
It's
It
not.
is not who you think it
It's
is. It
not.
is one of the gentlemen that actually worked at Couch Guy with us, not the one you're thinking, a different one. He was
Everybody
at the
at this
bachelor
wedding did,
party.
it seems like.
He was at the
Everybody.
bachelor party. He was with us at the Red Sox game. Um, Powder. Powder.
Oh, no shit. Okay.
So one of my best friends is having a kid probably a
No
week
way.
before the wedding.
Must
So
be nice. Must be
obviously,
nice.
yeah, we know Mike. We know.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah,
I'll
you
never
didn't have
know.
one, right?
I didn't get to,
Yeah.
nope.
We know.
Nope.
Sorry.
Yeah. You
Nope.
almost did though. You were almost there.
Sorry,
Almost.
buddy.
And then they were like,
You're so close.
like shopping carriages. Well, I had a miscarriage. So it was like, damn.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Oh,
like
no
a
more.
failure to launch kind of thing.
Oh no. We launched, but then the plane just blew up right when it took off.
Yeah, it's probably. I would imagine it's probably your genes, but
100%. You know how many energy drinks I drink?
yeah, 100%.
Fucking-
I'm
You
surprised
have
you're
no
not
chance.
sponsored by now. I mean,
I
Yeah.
have tried.
That
I
stuff's gonna
have
kill you.
tried. Yeah, Al, of course. I mean, the second you said that, that's why I asked before. I was like, hey, like, what are we wearing? You said we got to dress up. I love dressing up. That's really why I'm going. And like supporting you is kind of like secondary, but still you're up there, top two.
I'll take
Top two.
second. I thought I was
So,
gonna be. I thought I was gonna be eighth. So I'll take that. That's good.
yeah, no, so that'll be fun. That'll be fun. I think we'll I think maybe if we get any videos or pictures, maybe we throw them up on the Tuck Rule Take site or whatever, or site,
You know
social
what
media, just to celebrate.
You know what I think would be great, and this is something I've thought about. The morning of, if we can all get up in time, we should record a podcast episode on the day of the wedding in person.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah,
We could do it. I mean, listen, it's gonna be a long day. So like
yeah,
might as well kill some time just like shooting the
yeah,
shit and whatnot. We might as well. I
yeah.
mean, that's something we can think about.
I'm down. I'm down. Yeah, yeah. We'll definitely make something out of it. I think it'll be good times. I'm
Oh yeah.
excited. I'm
Me too.
excited. I can't wait. I love love. I love love, guys.
Mhm.
Love love. All right. So now we got all the mushy stuff out of the way, all the actual serious stuff. Actually, let's get into some real serious stuff. Gentlemen, we got lawsuits abound right now. No, not Stephon Diggs, not Christian Barmore, nothing like that.
Not Liam.
Yeah, yeah, not Liam.
Not yet.
It is Robert Kraft. I guess this like came out like kind of randomly, but like Robert Kraft is suing Foxboro. I thought it was a joke at first because I saw it as one post, but it is very much a real thing. I was kind of confused about it. So Al, I asked you to kind of pull it up because I'm not smart enough. You are the intelligent one here.
Thank
So
you.
yeah, I believe if you have it pulled up, just kind of let us know what the hell is going on with this.
Yeah, so Robert Kraft is suing the town of Foxborough. So obviously, for everybody that listens to this, you know what we're talking about. But for maybe the World Cup listeners that have never listened to us before, first of all, welcome. Second of all, Foxborough, Mass, where the Patriots play usually, and the New England Revolution in the MLS. But let's be honest, we don't care about that. We just care about the Patriots. Robert Kraft Companies and the New England Patriots sued the town of Foxborough on June 16, 2026. So we're recording on Thursday, June 18th. So this was 2 days ago. If you're listening, it might be 3 days ago or whenever you listen to it. For over nearly $1 million in entertainment license fees. The lawsuit alleges the town is unlawfully extracting funds by bypassing a $100 statutory fee cap. Now, Excuse me. I'm going to be very honest. I don't know what really any of this means. I know I'm supposed to be the smart one, but I read this and I go like, I don't know. This is like
Huh.
a whole other language to me. But I just the thing that I don't understand, and I'll just say my take really quick since I read the quote. Why is Robert Kraft being such a stickler about money being made when you knew that part of the World Cup was going to be hosted at Gillette? That's what I'm not understanding. Revenue is going to be coming in now. Whether it goes to Robert Kraft, who knows? Because again, I don't know about this stuff. Maybe someone more educated than me about this stuff can let me know and let us know. But it just seems like it's really ticky tack, doesn't it? It feels odd. Why would you want to piss off the people that are the closest to the stadium too? Like, let's put that into perspective. Like, I don't know. It's weird. It's a weird thing that's going on, and I just don't get it. I genuinely don't. Maybe one of you guys can explain it better. I don't know.
Liam, I genuinely think that I am probably the least intelligent one on the podcast, so I'm gonna kick the ball to you. You are muted though, so maybe I'm not the least intelligent one. Now that I'm thinking
You
about
are.
it,
You definitely are the least
still am.
intelligent.
I'll take that
Every
title.
dog
I'll
has
take
his
it.
day. I accidentally hit the space bar. But yeah. So the way I understand this is Robert Kraft's argument is he's following the Massachusetts law, which the Massachusetts law clearly dictates that the entertainment license or its annual renewals cannot cost more than $100, which seems like an extremely low figure, and I don't really understand the nuance of that $100. That seems like a remarkably low number for events and whatnot, and I don't know if that's $100 for that entertainment light. It says it's for an entertainment license. I don't know if that's for the year, if that's for each event that goes on. I do not know the details of that. But basically he's following and really relying on the Massachusetts law, which is fair, and that's probably what's going to hold up in that circumstance. I don't know if when they made that law, they expected that we would ever get the World Cup in Massachusetts. At least being a resident here seemed rather unlikely and a huge surprise to me when I found out they were coming here.
Mhm.
And the town, of course, they're politicians, so they're using the taxpayer argument, which is a fair argument, and certainly the people of Foxborough don't want to have to fund the extra police, firefighters, ambulances, and all the people that are around for the events of all these World Cup games. There are seven, if I remember offhand, that are going on at Gillette World Cup games. I went to the one 2 days ago. It was sweet. And so of course, me being a resident of this fine Commonwealth of Massachusetts, I would agree. As a taxpayer, I certainly wouldn't want to be funding this either. You would think they'd be able to push the cost over to FIFA or something of the sort, though I'm sure FIFA's argument is we're bringing in a ton of business to the local economy. So everyone has an argument here, and that's a huge problem. So when I think of a middle ground in this circumstance, I would say something along the lines of Foxborough. Instead of that $100, that's Massachusetts law, they build Robert Kraft Enterprises or Gillette, whichever figure you want, $953,000, $640, instead of that $100. So Robert Kraft is furious that it's basically that absurd price. The middle ground that I can come to here is Foxborough agrees with the Massachusetts law, and they make him pay the $100 while they have Kraft sign a separate, distinct public safety contract to fund municipal services like roadside cops, ambulances, firefighters, all that jazz that's going to be going on. Because if you go to Foxborough at this moment, it is like downtown Baghdad. It is a circus down there. And if anyone's been to Gillette Stadium, it is not built for even the stadium on a regular Thursday, Sunday, or Monday game, let alone a World Cup event. There's just the infrastructure's not there. We're never going to get a Super Bowl at Gillette Stadium. We don't have the hotels around there. We don't have the infrastructure. Boston is a strong 45 minutes away. We are not anywhere close. It is Boston Stadium. It's not anywhere close to
Yeah,
Boston.
Boston Stadium, first of all, like,
Yeah, that just
guys,
sounds ugh.
but like I get it for like all the foreigners coming in, like whatever, like Boston Stadium, whatever it is, but it's just like, come on. And yeah, Liam, you're right. I think didn't Kraft, I believe it was recently they added like a shit ton of seats to Foxborough, if I remember correctly, or whatever. And
Probably.
people thought that was kind of him kind of getting the stadium ready for a Super Bowl. One, you're never going to get it because it's outside in
Yep.
February. You're just not, that's not going to happen. Then two, like you said, if you've never been to Foxborough, there is one road in and one road out. And it
Yep.
is literally set in the middle of like nowhere. Like you said, like they're calling it Boston Stadium is one crazy just because it sounds nuts to like us New Englanders. But it's not even close to Boston.
Right.
Like you got to drive away and then you got to like walk. It is a nightmare. Like, yeah, it's crazy, but like at the risk of kind of drying everybody up by getting into like the legal stuff there, it seems like Foxborough and Massachusetts are in the right, and Kraft is just kind of upset that he's getting charged so much when he thought he was already getting charged something else, right? That's kind of
Yeah,
like to break it down.
Barely.
Yeah.
See, this is the thing where I don't see anybody siding with Kraft. One, because like he owns the Patriots and like we all like what he's done historically with the team, but I don't think Kraft is really like on like everybody's good side in New England. So I don't think anyone's going to really side with him. Not that there's sides, because like I mean, like when the gods fight, like the humans just like they can't do anything. Like that's how I see this happening. But like people are just going to look at this and say you have a billionaire who's quabbling over like a few $100 or something, basically.
So I got the checklist to host a Super Bowl in your city, at
Okay.
your local NFL
I'm
stadium.
actually curious about this anyway. Yeah, just
Yeah.
in
So
general.
seating capacity, you have to have a minimum of 70,000 seats. Check. We have that. We have 86, if I remember correctly. Weather requirements. Average game day temperature of at least 50 degrees or a climate controlled dome. We failed that one.
Is that in general, or is that just that time of year? That's probably just
That's
like that time of year,
it's that
probably,
time of
right?
year, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, then
Yeah.
yeah, we'll never get one then.
Yeah, parking exclusive, cost free use of at least 35,000 parking spaces near the stadium. I don't know. I don't think there are 35,000 spots by
I don't know,
Gillette.
because they got those like bullshit lots like across the street that are like
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
dirt.
then
So
every
like,
business will turn into a lot too, but I don't think those would count under this, and none of it's
yeah,
cost free. Like I've had to pay for parking at every Patriots game.
every single time. Yeah, even if you park all the way down and walk, like
Yep.
you're still paying pretty much unless you're parking far down. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah.
Luxury suites provide president level suites and club seating exclusively for NFL executives at no cost. The hotels
Mm,
around Foxborough are not up to par. I'm sure there are nice ones. There's probably one or two, but they do not have the hotel infrastructure around there.
no, no. Oh, did I tell you guys just to break about the luxury seats? Did I ever tell you guys about when we went to go see Kendrick Lamar in Gillette Stadium and what it in how it looked or whatever and what happened? So we went there, right? And we were like, okay, we're gonna I think this is our seat or whatever. We bought the tickets before. They were relatively expensive, but it's like big tour, whatever, coming off his new album. He was with SZA too. So it was like a joint tour. So it was like a huge thing. And all of a sudden we go in and they're like, oh no, this isn't your entrance. We're like, okay, where do we got to go? They're like, actually, you got to go around the side and everything. And as we're walking, I'm like, this is like where my dad used to take me, because my dad used to work for Gillette, like the
Oh, no
company
way.
Gillette. And I was like,
Okay.
are we going? We go in like the side entrance. We go up the tallest escalator I've ever seen. All of a sudden, we're in like the luxury boxes. We had our own merch stand that like nobody had down there. We had food, bathrooms everywhere, all this stuff. Like I was like, holy shit. I am never going to a concert here unless I'm doing this, because this is tremendous.
How'd you have that?
It was just the tickets that we got. I don't think that we didn't think that it was the tickets that were like up where you had like your own suite. Like we paid like a decent amount for it, but like I said, thought just because it is like Kendrick and SZA, it's a big thing. It was the biggest rap tour ever. That's what it is now. So we were like, okay, it's going to be a lot of money. But yeah, we got there and we got them months and months and months beforehand. So we completely forgot. And all of a sudden we're like up in a suite. And I'm like, this is pardon the pun, this is sweet. But yeah,
This
sorry,
is
just
sweet.
wanted to get that out there. But
Of course.
other qualifications for the Super Bowl, even though we
Uh,
fail all of them basically.
yeah, ATMs and security agreement to remove or block competing ATMs that aren't sponsored by the NFL, allowing the NFL to install its preferred partner terminals.
Hmm.
And then there's minutia about the hotels and stuff like that. But yeah, basically, we do not have most of these things.
Yeah. Which is
Nice.
unfortunate. It'd be cool to have a Super Bowl up there, but then at the same time, like no one wants to see like a snow Super Bowl. Like even though we love snow games, like I don't know.
That
I
would
feel
be
like you just
sweet. A
want to.
snow Super Bowl would be cool.
Right.
I like snow playoff games, but for the Super Bowl, I'd rather like I don't know. Because
Yeah,
what if all of a
perfect
sudden like
weather.
Drake May slips because it's icy out there? You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
like that's like the cause of like the game. I don't know. Yeah, that sucks. But yeah, like I guess kind of like final thoughts on this Kraft thing. Like I don't like do we like I don't like nothing's gonna happen from this, right? Like it's not this is gonna be like a Bears situation where like they're gonna play in Indiana now, right? Like it's
No,
nothing
nothing like
nothing like
that.
that, right?
No,
There's
no.
nowhere else they could put the stadium, I would imagine.
Right.
Unless they want to just put it in another middle of nowhere. Like
Yeah,
just
but like
fucking
there's no room in Rhode Island, like
yeah,
New
there's no
Hampshire.
way.
They've floated that idea of New Hampshire for a while, and I can't imagine that happens.
It'd have to be so far. Yeah, I don't know. I just keep it where it is. I don't know. Kraft, pay your like $350 and fucking move on. Whatever.
Yeah.
Um, but okay, yeah. So we good with Kraft and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't want to be the main character and take up the time. Um, okay, so let's move on to I'm telling you, man, they're gonna listen to this and they're gonna be like, they took my advice.
Oh my gosh, we need to tell
He
that part
knows.
about why it's so funny too.
Did
We need
you
to tell
did
that later.
did you see how much time that we all gave Liam to talk? See that? Because that was another criticism.
Well,
So
it's because you rejects couldn't explain the court case that's going on here.
still can't heard the words, don't understand them.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
just
okay, Al. Before we get into mandatory minicamp, some storylines from there. I promise we're actually gonna start talking about Patriots football now.
Yeah.
Yeah, Al, kind of just let the people in on the inside joke, and the people who are probably listening right now or who are in on the inside joke, let them in on what's going on with our things.
yeah. So again, for those of you that have listened, Mike jokes about it, Liam jokes about it. I am a public school teacher in the state of Massachusetts. I teach middle school math and social studies. And if there's one thing that you need to know about middle school kids, they love looking up their teachers. And let's just call it like it is. They do. They're just so fascinated by what they do outside of the classroom. Even though they're now at the age now that they know teachers don't live at school 24/7, 365. So a bunch of my students found out I had a podcast with these two
Groomsmen,
knuckleheads,
Distinguished
these two
groomsmen.
gentlemen.
Yeah,
groomsmen,
distinguished
call it
gentlemen.
what it
There you go.
is.
There you go. And a bunch of them, obviously, and listen, I know it doesn't seem it because I get grumpy a lot, but I do love my students. They're great, everything. They look us up. They kept looking us up and they just kept trying to like rage bait me and just be like, "Oh, do you do a podcast with a guy whose name begins with the letter M? Do you do a podcast with a guy whose name begins with the letter L?" And they had some critiques and they said Mike gives off too much quote main character energy. So that was a funny one. I died laughing at that one. They said that Liam doesn't talk enough, which is insane to think about. If any of you have ever
News to
listened to an
me.
episode, that's news to me too. And
He's
with
in
me,
high demand, I guess. I don't know. Shit.
yeah, and then with me, I mean, they laugh at everything I do every day. So I mean, it's nothing different. So I mean, they're hearing it for the first time. I deal with it 180 days a year. So that's the inside joke, and they have a bunch of inside jokes that I finally got them to tell me what they were like the last couple of days because school's ending and everything. So it's nice to actually know what the jokes were. So
There you go. Look at you. You're the cool teacher now, right?
no.
I feel like you're the cool teacher. Well actually I'm saying that as a 34-year-old man. Maybe as a seventh grader, I'd be like, oh yeah, Mr.
Oh, I've been called cringe before. I have. It's
Oh, you
I,
definitely are.
oh
I
thank
wouldn't
oh
be
thanks,
able to
man.
do your job because they'd start throwing all like the new age slang and terms at me, and I'd be like, "Listen, just shut the fuck up. I don't know what you mean. I don't know what you're saying. I'm
I
so
just
uncool. I
I
don't understand."
just it's a rewarding job, but there's it has its days where it's like, okay, like
Dude, I
this.
saw I saw a tweet today where it was like if you type ha 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 instead of LOL or LMAO, I'm gonna assume you're over 30. And I'm like, yeah, bitch, of course I am. And that's
I
what you're
know, like
supposed to say. Don't be throwing LOLs at me if you're like an adult. Get the fuck.
uh,
Don't throw it like a LMAO. No,
at
LMFAO.
least like if it's really funny, like you genuinely fell out of your seat, okay, fine, whatever. But if it's just like a little like knock knock joke or whatever, a ha ha is sufficient enough. That's it. That's all you gotta do.
Maybe I'm just not funny enough to get the extra words then, the extra
I
letters.
I don't know, man. I
Um,
don't know.
all right, we're getting into Patriots minicamp. Mandatory minicamp is over. It came and went. Feels like it came and went pretty quick this year. But I think maybe because we're all just super excited about this season, very upset with how the season ended, but we're all happy that everything's looking in the right direction. AJ Brown coming here definitely got the greased the skids,
Gets
so
the
to
people
speak.
going.
It really did. Like, I mean, Liam, I know we actually haven't been able to talk to you since, the first episode we talked about AJ Brown, but we will talk about AJ Brown and everything later on.
Probably
But
every episode until the season.
I think first and foremost, I think we got to talk about the elephant in the room, Christian Gonzalez. So he showed up. Al, we kind of spoke about this yesterday, but Liam, you weren't here, so we're just going to kind of rehash, kind of set the scene, and then we'll go. I'll toss it to you because I don't want to cut off your talk time. I want you to talk as much as you want. Um, Christian Gonzalez did show up to mandatory minicamp, so he's not holding out, but he didn't participate in any team drills. He participated in all the one-on-ones, all the workouts, all that stuff. There were some interviews afterwards. They asked Vrabel, again, we're not going to rehash everything, but Vrabel basically said, my name's Bennett and I'm not in it, but as far as I'm concerned, everything is kind of going in the right direction. Christian Gonzalez, not as optimistic, but I think that's just because that's the way he talks too. But kind of all signs did kind of point to it. Gonzalez was like, I want to be here. I love New England, all the same rhetoric and all that stuff. The big news that came down the pipe that we didn't have last week, though, rumors came out that Gonzalez bought a home. Al, do you remember where it was, where the home was?
It was in Foxboro.
Okay, yeah, in Foxboro. So he bought a home in Foxboro. Very weird thing to do if you don't, at the very least, assume you're going to be signing with the team that plays in Foxboro. So Liam, you didn't really get to voice your thoughts on this whole idea situation last week. So now with the new information of Gonzo buying a house in Foxboro, what are your thoughts on just kind of the whole situation? How do you feel about it? And then do you think that he'll ultimately sign with the Patriots this year? Or
Yes, of
resign.
course. I think he's going to sign with the Patriots. I think the whole thing is a lot of semantics. A lot of these deals they argue over, you know, what are the Eagles are using them for every contract now. It's like the opt out years at the end, or basically they push all the guaranteed money toward the end. And then that's an easy way of saving cap money and kind of backloading it. And then when you get closer to, you can restructure the deal and push the money down the line even farther. It helps out teams. Players still think they're getting paid on paper, and they do eventually get their money. It's just assumably they get traded before they get that money from the team, but they always end up getting the vast majority of it. They might be arguing over incentives or any of this other jazz. The agent gets like 15% of whatever's going on. So I'm sure that makes them argue up for more money. And you also got to see what the market's at. What was it? Derek Stinley got paid big time last year, so he obviously wants more than that. He wants to be the highest paid corner in the league. But his resume is undoubtable. Like it's an immaculate resume. Anyone who watches one Patriots game every season can go, "Yep, that guy is the best player on the team." It's really not close. Offense, defense, he is our best player. It's usually never a good sign when the face of your franchise is a corner, but in this circumstance, I don't exactly hate it. And it was proven last year when in the Super Bowl, he was the only fucking one who showed up. And he was incredible the entire way down. Just
Mhm.
had Jackson Smith and Dave Jigba, who lit everyone up all season long, had him singing Akon the entire Super Bowl. Locked up, you won't let me out. Like he didn't do anything. It was a disgusting, not offensive loaded game on either end. Um, it's certainly disgusting if you're a Patriots fan. But yeah, no, I have no doubt it's going to get done. They're arguing over minutia, and I like that he held in, not held out. Like, still show up. He wants to be there. The fact that he's still showing up, it's like you could say all this jazz. Like, I love this place. This is my home. I want to be here. I want to retire here. I want my jersey hung in the rafters. I want to be a five-time Super Bowl champion for the New England Patriots. You could say all this jazz, and like most of the time it doesn't mean anything. In fact, in this circumstance, it's probably just going through the motions, like you said. That's what you're supposed to say. It's what your agent tells you to say, because that's what you're going to get paid for and whatnot. But in the end, like the fact that he's holding in, still showing up to training camp. We just went to the Super Bowl last year. Like if we had never went to the Super Bowl, let's say we had a losing season last year. If the entire time Gonzo's been here, we had nothing but losing seasons, I'd be like, dude, get out. Like I'd be like, it'd be like that scene in the movie Get Out where I grab him and I'd be like, get the fuck out. Like you don't want to be here anymore. It's horrible. Like if any good player on the Browns, like finally Myles Garrett got out. Like I can't even imagine how insufferable that must be year after year after year after year after year after year after year, being stuck in these terrible fucking teams over and over. Get your hopes up, only to get let down over and over. So, but that's not the case with us. We went to the Super Bowl. Like the lights are bright. Like there's the horizon's beautiful. Everyone's going west to find gold. I love it. He should want to be here. He does want to be here. I have no worries.
I don't know if you guys saw the mic'd up video that the Patriots posted probably like an hour before we got on here. But at one point you see first and foremost, Kevin Byard's going to be a captain this year. Just judging by that alone. If you've watched it, you see he's mic'd up, he's talking to everybody. But Christian Gonzalez is next to Vrabel, kind of like cheering on like the defense and everything the whole time and in drills that he's not participating in, but he's still there. He's still, razzing up the defense and talking shit and everything. And like I said, he is right next to Vrabel in a lot of these clips. So yeah, I think it's going to happen too. Liam, do you put any stock in the fact that like between him and Devin Witherspoon, Gonzo and Witherspoon, like I feel like they're both up for a contract right now. Do you think it's kind of
So
like a
that's
game of
probably it.
chicken, right? Like it's
Yeah,
kind of
like
one of
who's
those
gonna go
things.
first because the next person's gonna get more and whatnot. And that's probably the huge thing. Like they might have a figure, a number in place right now, but they're like, hey, like, this fucking asshole's gonna come out with 10 grand more than me or 10 million more than me. Like we're gonna
Mhm.
hold out and get that bit because it's advantageous. If you hold out, if you're the last one, you're gonna get paid the most. So that certainly doesn't help circumstances either.
Also, the funny part is, and I heard people talking about this a little bit today, is that one for Gonzalez, there's no incentive to get a deal done right now. Like this offseason, yes, but currently, like this time frame, like wait as long as you can.
Yeah.
Obviously you don't want to miss regular season games, but like hold out for the Witherspoon stuff. Maybe the Patriots say, okay, we'll concede on whatever the point is. But then also, if you look at the Patriots, they don't need to sign Gonzo right now either. Now, if he holds out, that's different. But if we're talking just logistically, he's under contract for 2 more years. So it's
Yeah.
like, but I do know that this is the time historically where now you give the next big contract. So like I get all that. That's why this whole thing is happening. But yeah, I still think it's going to happen. Al, I believe you still thought it was going to happen. Has anything changed from last week? Has the Gonzo buying a house in Foxboro changed it for you at all?
If anything, it changed it just in terms of being a better chance. I mean, again, just logic for a second. Why would you buy a house in Foxborough when you think you're not going to be with the Patriots for a long-term deal? Like he knows something, his agent knows something, the Patriots
And
know
you could rent it
something.
out.
Like
All that hot house stuff doesn't give much credence to
you
me.
could, but why? But why the need to even do it? Like he had something, I think, already. That's
Yep.
what I'm getting at. Like you're not gonna just buy a house when you're already renting, like you said, Liam. So I don't know. I just think I think the Patriots understand that they have two cornerstones on this team. Offensively, obviously, it's Drake May, and defensively, obviously, it's Christian Gonzalez. You need Gonzalez for the next 5 to 7 years if you want to keep up this rebuild and get back to winning championships. So I think this just kind of concludes the fact that Gonzalez is going to be around for a while. So I wouldn't worry if I was a Patriots fan. I'm still feeling really good about it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think everybody should. I know that we need stuff to talk about right now because it is a dead time. So whatever. Not everybody's into the World Cup, so you kind of got to find things to talk about here. You can only
Speak
talk
for
about
yourself.
you can only talk about Giannis to the Celtics for so long before you got to move on
Well,
to something else.
in my
Um,
nightmares.
yeah. Just real quick before we move on to the next topic here, Liam, our resident Celtics guy. How do you feel about that?
Absolutely not. I despise Giannis. I think he's
Thank you.
a 7 foot tall Greek grocery store bagger. I think he's absolutely useless. I would despise seeing him on the Celtics. Maybe 5 years ago when he had some athletic relevance, but now for the most part, he's just a injury prone, beaten up shell of somebody who's never really that skilled, just really tall, can take advantage of the fact that they're big. I think he's absolutely useless, and if they traded anyone for him, it would be too much.
Damn. Al, how do you feel about that? Just real quick
I
Celtics minute.
I want Giannis. I think they need a change. I think they need something different. If Giannis came here, I would be very happy on this
He
podcast, and I would,
sucks.
yeah. And
He
I'll be
sucks.
the only one that would be 2 for 2 and being happy about these trades because Mike and I were happy about the AJ Brown trade, and then I would be happy about the
I
Lonzo.
was happy as a
Oh,
consolation
shut up!
prize.
Shut up!
I explained myself. I was happy as a
Oh my
consolation prize. If he
God!
was going anywhere, I wanted to be here, but I didn't want him to go anywhere.
The
Still
fact that it's a
props to you for
consolation
holding out that
prize.
long though, man, for just
I
just
know.
just try just refusing to acknowledge reality and to
No, no,
still
no.
say
It's
that
really,
Brown was never going to
I
come
just
here.
don't understand. I don't see the light, but hey, and Howie, I trust.
All right, so next any final thoughts on Gonzo and everything? He'll be here, right? We're all just kind
Yeah.
of just waiting for when, right? Cool.
Yeah.
Next, another weird situation, and this one I don't really get. Keyshawn Boutte did not show up to voluntary workouts. Neither did Gonzo, but obviously we know why with him. Mandatory ones came around. He did show up. Vrabel said that he would probably be limited in his first practice. He was for like a second, and then he pretty much practiced as you would assume he would until the final day of minicamp, where for team drills, he sat out. So whether it was the team having him sit out or Boutte, I saw reports of both, but what I saw more of was that Boutte kind of just sat out team drills on the final day of minicamp. Al, did you see anything else on Twitter about that, or was it was his decision to sit out? Correct, for
Yeah.
like the final day.
It
Okay,
was.
okay. So this is one where I'm going to be very honest with you guys. I like Keyshawn Boutte. I've liked him since he's been here. Liam, we talked about it all the time. Ever since he got here, we were fine with him. We were happy he was here. We wanted him to get more play and everything. First year he was here, 2023, didn't really do much. We know that. 2024, 43 catches, 589 yards, 3 touchdowns. Last year, 33 catches, 551 yards, and 6 touchdowns. He not once since 2023, since he's been here, has he led the team in receiving. It's been Pop Douglas, Hunter Henry, and Stephon Diggs in the 3 years that he's been here. So my question to you guys, who does Keyshawn Boutte think he is? Because I understand that we think of the Ravens catch. We think of just like the big, tough catches. He's a nice guy. He loves New England. He said as much. He said this is his home now. Like, I get it. We love the man, Keyshawn Boutte. But as a player, who are you to be not holding in because you did show up, but you didn't show up to voluntary mini camp. You show up to mandatory mini camp. Great, good for you. Thank you. But then you sit out the final day of team drills. What's going on? Because guys, I got to tell you, I like Keyshawn Boutte, but there would not be a single tear shed if he got shipped away for a 5th-round pick. I think Patriots fans are doing what they always do, what we always do, which is value the asset that we have more than the asset's actual value. Like
Right.
Kayshon Boutte is a third option on a team, maybe a second option, depending on what the team is. And he could be a good second option in a good offense. But I just he's I think he thinks he's a number one receiver, which is fine, which is how you want to think. But dude, you would be one, two, three, the third option at best on this team. God forbid Kyle Williams puts it together, maybe Hunter Henry, Eli Raridan. You might be the fourth or fifth on this team. So, like, I get the frustration, but that's my question to you guys. Like, who does Boutte think he is? And I guess will this like the evergreen question until it happens or doesn't happen. Do you think he's on the team week one?
I mean, here's the thing that's interesting, right? Like you say, participate in the first 2 days of the mini camp. Do we think that that was to kind of drive up his value a little bit? I know it's only mini camp. I know there's no like hard contact or anything like that. Excuse me, but could it be a situation where he wanted to kind of, maybe make some highlight reel catches like that one-handed snag in the back of the end zone, like you mentioned, Mike? And then the third day, it's like, all right, I'm gonna kind of take a breather and see where the chips fall. Like, is he really trying to get more kind of like game tape out there or practice tape to sell himself to his next team? Like, I'm thinking that that could be well within the realm of possibilities. Now, do I think Kayshon Boutte will be on the team week one? I still don't think so. I still think it's a crowded room unless they make another trade for a surprise guy like a Kyle Williams or something, which I don't see happening, but like, he'd be the most surprising. But at the same time, like Taylor Kyles, who does stuff for like Patriots.com and everything, and I'm sorry, I forgot the credential wrong, but Taylor Kyles, well-known Patriots guy, is even saying they could have their best dynamic offense with AJ Brown and Kayshon Boutte on the field. So if people are seeing that, it's like, okay, people are expecting Kayshon Boutte to stay on this football team. So I don't know. I'm kind of torn, but if I had to pick one way or the other, I'm gonna say he's not on this roster week one. I still think a trade's in the works somewhere.
Taylor Kyles, by the way, whoever's listening to this, DM him, whatever. I'm going to make it my mission to get Taylor Kyles on this podcast from now
Yes.
until week one.
Yes.
I've DM'd him a couple times, like nothing crazy, just like, hey man, like keep up the stuff, whatever, keep going. He's somewhat responsive. So yeah, I would even if it's just for like a quick 15-minute thing, like the dude knows what he's talking about. He's at the press conferences. Vrabel points him out each time. He's like, Taylor, I know you probably got the film on it or whatever. So that'd be awesome. I would love to pick his brain. So yeah, I'm gonna do whatever I can to try to get him on here. But yeah, Liam, Kayshon Boutte, what just thoughts?
That's some nice corporate jargon that you use. I'd love to pick his brain. Yeah, I could see you've
Yeah,
been sending
right,
a lot of
right. You see
emails and
that?
getting used to the corporate world. I think that's
That's right.
horrible. But like, I'll play the other side here because I don't know if I wholeheartedly believe it, but I think there's some credence to it. I think Kayshon Boutte thinks that his deal is up at the end of this upcoming season, and he's clear cut the second best receiver on this team, and he'd like to get paid as such. AJ Brown came to the team where he was getting paid and Devontae Smith was getting paid. T. Higgins and Jamar Chase are both getting paid. There are many teams with top two
You think
receivers
he's
that are
better than
getting paid.
Dobbs? I want to ask you because I don't want to let the point
Jobs.
go. You think Booty is better than Romeo Dobbs?
Oh,
Because I'm assuming you're
yeah.
saying that AJ Brown is number one and Booty is two, right? Like talent
Yeah, I
wise.
mean, like I would say so. It's a smaller sample size because Dobbs has played basically. I always called him Dubes. That's why I was confused. But
I know. We brought it up last week. I
yeah,
was like, Liam keeps calling Romeo Dobbs Dubes.
Dubes. It just sounds cooler, and I like Dubes. But like
That's what. Yeah, that's exactly what
some
I'll say.
Scooby
So
Dooby
yeah,
Dubes. But
call him what you want, man. Call him what
friggin',
you
I
want.
will. I will. But yeah, I don't know. It's tough because it's all situational. It's tough to really compare when they've had different careers with playing times and such. Dubes basically played from Jump Street for the most part, though, in a limited capacity, but he was always used as jump ball guy and got plenty of time his rookie year. Kayshon Boutte didn't really play at all his rookie year. He couldn't get his feet in bounds in the first game of the season, never really saw the field after that, and then it slowly picked up. After that, but in his second year, like the offense wasn't great, and he certainly wasn't getting the usage that I'm sure he wanted. And now this year is the first year that we're really getting the Kayshon Boutte experience. And if you're gonna give me, what was it, 600 yards and 6 touchdowns?
551, 6 touchdowns. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, if you're gonna give me that in like your first real year going, and it's not only the numbers, like numbers tell half of the story, and the rest of it is the eye test. And the eye test was really good. Like the Kayshon Boutte catches were dynamic. He's our deep threat. You got to look at receivers more than just the numbers and how they fit into an offense. You build a scheme around guys with different skill sets. That's what the Patriots did for years and years and years. They didn't care about who their wide receivers are because they had Gronk and they had Tom Brady, and they would scheme the other guys open or make sure they were great route runners to get open. They wanted to go get Chris Hogan for on the cheap, on the low. The Danny Amendola on the cheap, on the low. Oh, Brandon LaFell can come in here for 2 years and have a stint. They're just going out and getting other teams' number twos, and they're going to make it work because their scheme makes it work. I see this team Booty, his skill set in my eyes is far more fun to play around with in this offense than Romeo Dubes is. I think the contract's, maybe a little rich for my blood, and I like Dubes enough. Like he's an entertaining player. He's a touchdown machine, contested catch guy. He's everything that N'Keal Harry and Jalen Polk were advertised in college, but that's what he is in the pros, and he's proven it. But Kayshon Boutte's going to take the top off the defense. He's exciting. He can catch the ball. You're not looking for Kayshon Boutte to give you a 10-yard turnaround. You're looking for him to take the top off the fucking defense. And as a fan sitting there on Sundays, I want the dynamic plays. We'll get plenty from A.J. Brown, but if you can get that on both ends with both those guys, and it actually works, because who knows? Is Kyle Williams going to be a gadget guy? Is he going to be Tyquan Thornton on the Chiefs right now, which is effective for like 5 plays a game where he has a deep touchdown? You're like, oh, that was sick. And then he's really just running love of the game routes after that. You're just running down the field to get everyone else open on shorter crossing routes, and you're never getting the ball. You're just clearing people out. So is that going to be his use, or is, all the reports that he's jacked and all this stuff actually going to come to fruition? He's going to be a monster. But all you can do is make the best decision with the cards that you're given right now. And I think, in my eyes, Kayshon Boutte's a clear-cut number two, and the motherfucker's earned it. And if I'm seeing Christian Gonzalez, though I'm not half the player that he is, renegotiate his deal with 2 years left on it and ends up at the end of the season, I'm going to be like, hey, motherfuckers, I went out there and balled out for you guys, helped you guys get to a Super Bowl, had strong, serious contribution throughout the year. And then I hit him with the Goodfellas line. Fuck you, pay me.
So this is what I'm looking at. So in 2024, he played 15 games, had 43 catches, 589 yards. 2025, he played in 14 games, 33 catches for 551. The difference, let's just talk about last year. Diggs was on the team, as we know, ate up a lot of targets. So you got to think AJ Brown is going to eat up at least the same amount, if not more targets than Diggs. Then you have Romeo Doubs, who's going to eat up a fair amount of targets, just got a 4-year deal. Kyle Williams, who, like you said, the talk around Kyle Williams, he's ready to take that leap. He's put on some weight. He's learning the offense. Let's see what's going on. So I'm looking at this and I see his numbers decline. Granted, it was, just 10 receptions from 2024 to 2025. But let's just
But the
call it for what
yardage
it
is the
is.
same.
No, the yardage went down as well, 589 to 551. So it all went down a little bit.
That's the difference of one catch.
So no, and again, I totally get it. That's what I'm saying. We're like the number, like that's why I'm going kind of on catches. I should look at targets, but catches are kind of right around the same metric there. I don't see how he fits in the offense. That's my thing. Because you said someone to take the top off. That's AJ Brown. Him and AJ Brown's skills overlap a lot. Now, obviously, Boutte's younger, but AJ Brown has more
AJ
talent.
Brown's a short route guy who will get you some deep passes because he's fast and super athletic, but he's DK Metcalf. You want him on short routes more than you want him on something deep.
No,
Terrell
but you
Owens
still
was a
send him.
great deep threat,
True.
but he was known for going over the middle. That was the point of Terrell Owens. Him and Randy Moss are basically different positions. Randy Moss did not do most of the things that AJ Brown and Terrell Owens are doing.
Yeah, true. So, but my thing is, I guess we just go back to targets. Like who's he going to take targets away from? Like you just brought in Romeo Dobbs, 4-year contract. He's going to be a big part of the offense. Obviously, AJ Brown's going to be a big part of the offense. Hunter Henry is still floating around down there. Kyle Williams, they're trying to develop him as well. And then, God forbid, Eli Raridan kind of gets going there at tight end. Like I just looking at it, and this isn't a shot at Kayshon Boutte because I do like him. I like what he brings. He's good. Like you said, like all the qualities you mentioned about him are all good. But I just don't see Al. It goes to what you said. And obviously I want to give you time too. Cause Liam, I'm happy you got your talk time. People, people will be happy about it. Al, you can be the main character here. Target wise, I just don't see how Boutte fits on the team. You know what I mean?
But you would say
Yeah.
the same thing. We were saying the exact same thing last year about Matt Collins. We're like, where the fuck does this dude fit? Because I was penciling in Kayshon Boutte as a starter. You guys thought Matt Collins was going to get plenty of time. I was of the notion of how this dude's going to fit, and somehow everyone got involved.
Yeah, because there was only one top receiver. This you have AJ Brown and Romeo Dobbs. And then what? So it's going to be, and that Matt Collins is still on
We're
the
not
team
bringing
right
in
now, too.
Romeo Dubes to be a top receiver by
You're
any
bringing him in to be
means.
your number 2 receiver.
They're paying
Yeah.
him more than he's
They're
worth,
paying
but
him to be a number 2 receiver. That's the thing.
Right. And it was going to be a number one if they didn't have the AJ Brown trade happen. So they're expecting a lot from Dubes. Like that's their guy.
Dubes. Yeah.
Dobbs.
it's
Yeah.
Dubes.
So that's the thing. Like, and again, I be happy if he's here. Like, I guess during minicamp, they had plays where AJ Brown and Boutte were on the field. And like, that is, Al, I said it last week. That's enticing to have both of them on the field. Two bigger receivers, two receivers who you can either, because Boutte can run the short routes too, Liam. He can run kind of
Yeah.
those like quick ones. So you can mix and match
But like
like
realistically,
McDaniels
what
would
he's
be.
doing is deep. He's running a 99 opposed to a comeback.
Yeah, exactly. And it's one of those things where just target wise, I don't know where he fits. That's my thing. So
Fits in the end zone.
I don't know. Yeah, like he had 6 touchdowns, which is great. I do think that AJ Brown and Romeo Dobbs are gonna severely cut into that. But yeah, Liam still though with well, I guess Liam and Al. Sorry, I meant to say Liam and Al. I don't know why I didn't say both. I was looking at you, Al, and
That's
saying
okay.
everybody's name. God, not very
You're
main
speaking to the
character of
most
me.
important.
Yeah, Al, like what do you think? I know you kind of already said it, but just kind of respond to the talk that Liam and I have been having back and forth.
I mean, it's again, I think Dobbs, Dubes, however you say it, I don't even care how you say it at this point. He's here for
Just
a
go back
reason.
and forth. Just switch back and forth
Yeah,
between you.
he's here for a reason. AJ Brown's here for a reason. Kyle Williams is still here for a reason. The wide receiver room is crowded now, and that's a great problem to have. Like this is what we were been dreaming of for the last, let's call it like decade, pretty much. Like a loaded wide receiver room. The fact that we're talking about potentially trading away Kayshon Boutte and maybe talking about some other possibilities, that's a good thing. That's what good teams do. Good teams have these problems.
Yeah.
So if we're talking about it, I'm all for it. Now, again, I'm going to stick with what I said earlier. I think Kayshon Boutte is going to be the odd man out, and I think the offense is going to revolve around AJ Brown, Romeo Dubes dash Dobbs, Kyle Williams, the backs, Hunter Henry, and Eli Reardon. That's what your offense is going to be this year. And Reggie Gilliam. Cannot forget Reggie Gilliam. Make fullbacks great again.
Oh, yeah.
Man, you cannot forget Reggie Gilliam. He is. I can't wait to see him. To see him on this team. Did you guys have you guys seen Eli Raridan on the field? He is 6'6".
Is
Jeez.
he?
Dude,
Monster.
I saw. I'm telling you, watch the mic'd up thing the Patriots posted. You see him for a little bit on there. He is fucking huge.
Yeah.
He's a
Just got to
monster.
put
Like,
it all
dude,
together.
he looks good though too. Like he looks like he like put on. It somehow looks like he put on some weight from college to now. Like, God, man,
Yeah,
if
well, he was tall and not lanky, but he was trim cut, not jacked.
Yeah, and now it just seems like he's putting on some weight. Like him and Williams must be going to the same gym. Yeah,
Yeah, same juice bar.
I would love to I would love to see Raritan become a big part of this offense because God, he just looks good out there when but he's obviously a rookie, so you can't put too much into it. Um, but yeah, I got nothing else on Kayshon Boutte. I listen if he stays great because I do still like him, but I just think at the end of the day, like I don't know, man, you're sitting out the final team reps of mandatory training camp, which I mean, granted, you showed up, so like it is what it is. I'm not gonna, hold your feet to the fire too much, but like I don't know, man. If the Patriots can get like a fifth round pick for you, maybe trade you to the Giants for Kayvon Thibodeau, I would do that in a heartbeat.
I would
So
too.
yeah.
You need another edge rusher. You need another edge rusher.
Thibodeau sucks.
You suck.
Dude,
Dude, you just hate
Giants
everybody.
fans don't even. No, Giants fans don't even like Thibodeau.
You don't even like anybody in the
Oh my
NFL
God,
that's
him
not
and his
in.
ankles. Um, but actually, you know what? Since we're talking about edge rushers and Thibodeau and everything, let's kind of go to really the actual like somewhat alarming thing. Gabe Backus, um, second round pick. Right, he was second round pick. Oh my God, right?
Yeah, he was
Correct me.
second.
Okay,
Yep, second round pick.
I don't know why I was thinking third. I know third was rare. Second round pick. We all had high hopes for him. Violent player, good, looks great. I think I even said he was going to be a captain this year. That's not going to happen.
Bold.
Or I think I said he was going to be a captain maybe in the future. So I'll take that futures bet. He hasn't even been around the facility. Mandatory mini camps, voluntary mini camps, nothing. He showed up for like the rookie mini camp or whatever it's called. But yeah, he hasn't been around. There's a lot going on with him where you ask Vrabel and he's clearly not thrilled about it, but he's also not thrilled about the questions being asked. He's kind of like, we'll talk about the people that are in the room. It seems like everybody kind of anticipates he'll be at training camp, in like 40-ish days or whenever that starts. But kind of alarming because he had some procedure. I guess they cleaned out his knee. Then also there's just the contract issue. He hasn't signed his contract. He's the only second round pick in the league who hasn't signed their contract yet. The only Patriots draft pick so far who hasn't signed his rookie deal. I guess some of it goes to like I don't know the exact word. It's like an injury tender or something along those lines. To where like if you do miss time for like a procedure, an injury, you'll still get paid whatever your contract is, whatever it happens to be. There's a contract issue, and also he is still rehabbing his hamstring, even though he posted a couple videos on Instagram this week where he looks very good. Um, what's your guys' worry level at with Gabe Backus? Because mine is a little bit more than when we talked about it last, Al, because I don't know. I guess just like the longer it goes on, the more like annoyed I get. I still think he'll show up. You got people saying, "Oh, they might have to cut bait with Gabe Backus." It's like, guys, oh my God, go talk about Giannis. Don't talk about this.
Yeah.
But yeah, how are you guys feeling about the Gabe Backus situation? Do you think it's gonna hinder his year? Because I think we're all gonna assume he's gonna play, but do you think that it's gonna kind of screw with his rookie year in New England?
I think that it's taking away from some valuable reps and everything that he should be getting, especially as a rookie. That's the biggest thing, right? Getting acclimated to the defense, the scheme, what Zach Kerr wants to call, for given situations. Like, it's a big jump from college to the pros. Like, I know it sounds cheesy and redundant and everything, but it's true. Like, it's that much faster, it's that much more advanced. And if he's behind, and if he's similar to what Travion Henderson did last year and didn't sign till July 19th or whatever it was, like you need to make sure that you're on the field. And if you have a bad injury and you didn't let the Patriots know or other teams know, it's not going to help your case when you're on the field and then all of a sudden you look banged up before you even start. So I don't know. It's weird. It's confusing. It's odd. But if he's at training camp and everything, he's ready to go and they finally get the deal done, then whatever. But for now, it leaves just kind of like a weird taste in your mouth. It's just, I don't know.
Yeah, it's annoying. Liam, how do you feel about it?
I'm gonna level with you guys. This is news to me. This is the first I've heard of this. I've been kind of off the beaten path for the last 2 weeks,
Oh,
so I've been exploring the Midwest, if you will.
Yes, you have.
So this is completely new to me to the extent. So I don't particularly know what to think. I would agree with Al. Like the bottom line is you're missing valuable training camp reps. Do I think, that affects the fact that he's a freak athlete? No, not particularly, but to understand the system and whatnot. For defensive ends, I don't think it's the most important thing. If he was an offensive lineman, I think this would be crippling. But for a defensive lineman, it's definitely not good. Like you'd be far better off just showing up and doing it. If you're getting fluid drained from your knee, that's the biggest thing for me. I and many, many other people like me have had the misfortune of losing the opportunity to watch some of our favorite athletes because of fluid buildup, constant knee problems, and stuff like that. And the one I always go to, though it wasn't a knee fluid problem, it was a cartilage problem, was Brandon Roy, shooting guard for the Portland Trail Blazers. He was one of the most incredible players I ever saw, and knee injuries just robbed me of years and years and years of watching Brandon Roy play basketball, which is really the closest thing I can ever think to like the feeling of hitting a hole in one in golf, which I've never done and probably will ever never do. Like just watching him play basketball was an absolute joy, and I'm sure I could pull up a handful of football comparisons as well, but that's the first that pops into my mind. I think that's super suspect and really, 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 really not good. I think long term that's gonna be really, really devastating. Like we're gonna get, one, maybe two really good years, but that means his prime is about 2 years shorter. His shelf life is well shorter. He'll be out of the league sooner than not. Um, Even with the modern advancements of medicine and whatnot, when I hear before you've played an NFL game that you're
mhm.
getting fluid drained out of your knee. Thing his knee probably looks and feels like a boob. Like that's not good. So I
Yeah. He
that's
did post
devastating
videos.
news.
He did post videos where he was doing like the cone drills and the workouts and
Of
everything.
course,
So
yeah, no. I mean, Ben Simmons will post all these off-season videos of him nailing half-court
that's a good
threes. That doesn't matter. Like that,
doesn't hit a
you can post
single one in
anything
the
you
season.
want. Yeah, you can post anything you want in the off-season. NFL kickers will post them hitting 70-yard field goals every
Yeah.
off-season. Like, oh my God, this guy's really been in the lab. Then he gets there, and most recently it was Zane Gonzalez. He was I want to say the Cardinals kicker, and like
Mhm.
in the offseason, he's posting these crazy kicking videos. Then he just gets in there, blew absolute fucking wind, and got cut. Like, yeah, that's not really how that works. So I don't care what he posts in the offseason. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically just kind of get there. Like you said, though, Liam, like if he was if he was an offensive lineman or really like a wide receiver, I think this sets you back big time. Like not
Yeah,
being around for that. Not that he doesn't have to learn like the scheme and the offense and like what to do on certain blitzes or whatnot. But I just think it's a little bit easier to pick it up as a defensive lineman than it would
yeah.
be
I mean, he could
for
be a
anything
strictly
else.
passing down lineman, and then you don't have to learn any of the run contain plays. So you don't have to know, all right, on tosses, I have contain. On up the middle, I'm going to the C gap. Like, you don't have to learn any of that stuff.
Exactly.
Right.
If you get like Ndamukong Suh at the end of his career, they're not like, yeah, go out there and stop the run, Ndamukong. It's like, no, dude, we're putting you in there on third down. Go get the fucking quarterback. You have one
Mhm.
responsibility, go get the quarterback. You have no gap responsibility. If it's a scrambling quarterback, maybe, get outside contained while trying to get the quarterback. But it's like, if you're a fucking pass rushing guy, it's pretty simple.
I mean, the thing with him too, coming out of college, is that he can defend the run. So it's not like that's something he's not good at. So again, I know it's different schemes and it's different, whatever, different stunts and whatnot. But I think he'll pick it up relatively quick as he goes. That's another thing. Like he's a smart player. That's what a lot of his coaches and everybody said. That was kind of the word going around about him. It's just annoying. That's really, I think, what it comes down to. Almost similar to the Christian Gonzalez thing, where it's like I just want the good players on the field. Like I just
Yeah.
want to see him. That's all it is. Like I think he'll be fine. I think he'll be on the field. I don't think it's going to really impact his usage. Maybe the first couple weeks. But just generally, I don't think we're going to look back at this season and be like, damn, Akis missing, mandatory OTAs. That really fucked him up, huh? Like, I think,
Yeah.
I
Like,
think
can't we
he'll
just
end
be
up being
normal?
fine. Yeah, that's what it is. It's like, God, like just kind of get everything going. But since it is the edge position, Al, I know you mentioned it. I think the edge is probably, which is just a crazy switch from just what we've been thinking the last like 5 years.
Mhm.
I want to say the only position on the Patriots where like you want to be worried. You can say linebacker, but like I think you can mix and match there. I'm not too worried. But edge is really the position where I think that they should probably look at adding someone, right?
Mhm.
Even though Vrabel did say that he's happy with the group, but Kyle Van Noy is still out there, Joey Bosa is still out there, Jadeveon Clowney is still out there, who was with Vrabel in Houston. So I guess just talking about the edge room, regardless of what happens with Gabe Akis, do you guys think they should, and do you guys think they will add to that group before the regular season starts?
Yes and no.
Mm.
I think they should add. I don't think they will add. I think they really like Akis when he gets on the field. I think they're hoping for the Harold Landry from the first 5, 6 games of the season before he got hurt in New Orleans. And I think they're just going to depend on the strength of their defensive line and defensive tackles, especially with having a second year of Milton Williams in this defense and Christian Barmore. So I think that they're going to be more reliant on that, and they're just going to kind of hope that the edge rushing position can kind of figure itself out. But I'd still add another edge rusher because
Mhm.
why not have another one? Why not have another weapon in your defense that was already so good last year?
Yeah. Liam, what do you think?
I think Al summed it up perfectly in that circumstance. I don't think, uh, I guess I would be the opposite, but I don't think they need to. I think they might. Um, because if this knee problem is what they say it is, or what it seems to be implied, which maybe I'm being pessimistic, which I would consider realistic, but I would say that he'll probably be pretty good this year. If like he's hurt right now, maybe he'll be good for half the season. Maybe he'll miss a good chunk of games, but I would bet next year that he's really, really good. And the year after that, maybe it's injury prone. Then we get maybe one good year, and then he kind of flames out and can't really get his career back in order after that. Um, but I would like to see him just for the culture and because he was the greatest prospect I've ever seen while I've been alive. Getting Jadeveon Clowney just for the culture. It'd be like when the Celtics got Blake Griffin. You're like, oh, this is just cool. Like, even if he
Yep.
doesn't play, like just seeing him out there, it's like, man, like there's nothing like a good old Jadeveon Clowney South Carolina highlight tape where you're like, this guy is a full-grown man at 18 years
Hmm.
old.
It's almost like when Ezekiel Elliott came here, right, Liam?
Yeah, not at all, actually. No, no, no.
But
That's
they're they're also holy shit, my chair almost fell back. They're also bringing up Corey Durden and Leonard Taylor too. Well, not bringing up, but like
yeah,
those are names that are being spoken about. I think the team thinks very highly of them. So I think that would go to Liam what you said, where I'm not sure they're yearning to add someone. Like I think they are happy with the group, and honestly, I think like God, for the first time, it's like God, this team. I think the coaching staff can coach these guys up. Like, I think we
yeah,
should expect relatively good years. I don't want to say big because I don't know what numbers you want to put on it, but good years from Leonard Taylor, from Corey Durden. Of
yeah.
course, it'd be nice if you added Clowney. You're not going to add Bosa. I just don't think that's going to
Look
happen.
at
So,
Clowney's numbers. He had 8.5 sacks the not last year. I guess that would be last year. He was on the fucking Cowboys last year. What
yeah,
a
you know what?
disgrace.
Just get him here. I don't even. It's one of those things where if you could just be here to cause a ruckus on the defensive
Yeah.
line, that's all it is, man. Like I would assume that um like I would just think that the a lot of the pressure the Patriots line is going to get is going to be from the interior. That's where I see it coming from Williams and Barmore. I think the edge is kind of just your cleanup duty. Like I don't think this is going to be the one of the teams where like they have like a TJ Watt or a Miles Garrett coming off the edge. I think a lot of the
Yeah.
pressure comes from the interior with this line. And I think that's
Yes.
fine. I think that's great because what do
Yeah, I
quarterbacks
think
always
that's
say?
arguably better. They both work very well.
Yep. Yep. So I mean, we'll see. They might add someone. Um, if they don't, I still don't think that there's a reason to run around worrying about stuff. I just think, just kind of generally speaking, too, training camp hasn't even started yet. There's nothing to worry about, like using
Yeah.
the term worry right now. Now, if training camp starts and Gonzo is nowhere to be seen, or Gabe, you hear there's no movement on a contract, then we can be worried. But right now, I'm not worried about any position group. I'm not worried about any coaching. I sure as shit am not worried about Drake Maye because this was just the last thing I wanted to touch on. I don't know if you guys have heard the reports, the rumors, the scuttlebutt, the water cooler talk coming out about Drake Maye. But guys, I think we are in for a very, very good year from Drake Maye, and I think we're in for another potential MVP campaign from our resident number 10 back there. I know you guys have probably seen or heard the reports. What's your, now that kind of mandatory mini camps over, there's reports of the McDaniel sending the offense to the line without a play and having Drake Maye just read the defense and call a play on the fly. Like that shit gets the juices flowing. What just kind of thoughts on Drake Maye with all the positive reports saying he looks like a 5-year vet? Where you guys at with our boy?
That's our boy. That's it.
Yeah.
That's our boy. Like we're good. We're gonna get ready to go into Seattle week 1. Hopefully, get some vengeance, and then be ready to take home a victory in AJ Brown's Gillette debut as a Patriots player in week 2. And then Drake May's gonna throw AJ Brown a couple touchdowns that game, so it's gonna be great.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron Rodgers steals the show. Is that the
Aaron
week two
Rodgers
game?
plays offense last time I checked.
Is that the
He's
week
gonna
two
die.
game?
Yes.
Yeah, it's the week 2 game. And
I
Aaron
thought so.
Rodgers is gonna die. Liam,
He's
Drake
nuts.
Maye, how you feeling about our boy, number 10, runner-up MVP?
I feel really good. Why wouldn't you? When you have a quarterback, you have absolutely nothing to worry about in the world. You don't have to get focused on rookie defensive linemen who aren't going to play or your star corner is holding out of camp. Because in the end, if you have a exceptional quarterback, it really doesn't matter. There have been, exceptional quarterbacks who have taken subpar casts, 2 Super Bowls, 2 championship games, and that is the biggest problem. If you don't have a quarterback, you can have everything else, and it really doesn't matter. So yeah, I feel great. I agree with Al. That's our boy. We should have absolutely no reason to worry or feel bad. I tend to think that once a quarterback is once an organization has complete and total faith in a quarterback, they're more than likely going to be pretty successful for the rest of their career. Like all you can ever hope for and all you can ever dream for is for an organization to believe in you, like the Packers believed in Brett Favre, and he lit that trust on fire over and over and over, and they still just love the fucking guy. And because of that, he could go out there and sling 20 touchdowns and 20 picks every season. And because he got them to and won them a Super Bowl and got them to a couple championship games, they loved him. He was never in danger. And ultimately, he ended with a Hall of Fame career, whether some people like me don't think it was deserved or not. Although I did love him on the Vikings, I'll always cave and say on the Vikings, I love Brett Favre. On the Packers, I think he sucked. But yeah, and that's what we got. Like we got this dude that, he was the third overall pick, but it doesn't feel like anyone really, like, even when we drafted him, there were doubts about him. I had doubts about him, and now it's just worked out perfectly. Just it's like the Homelander meme. It was perfect. And it really, like, it just, up till this point, it's been fantastic. So I have no reason to believe it's not going to continue.
No, and Josh McDaniel sounds downright giddy whenever he's brought
Mm.
up. He's like, he's good,
Yeah.
huh? You guys excited about him? Like he's good.
Yeah.
All the videos, all the reports, he's layering touch passes to Trevion Henderson over the linebacker in the corner of the end zone. Like he's hitting like the Patriots posted a video a couple weeks ago of all the receivers running on the back line of the end zone catching touchdowns. The ball was thrown perfectly every single time. Like not that like of course he's not throwing against a rush or whatever. We'll see once the
Yeah.
pads come on and everything, but I expect everything to be, still arrow pointing as far up as you can. You should, whatever Drake May's yards are, just go over. Whatever it happens to
Yeah.
be, that's what I would do. I think he's going to have a tremendous year.
And Josh McDaniels has coached a ton of quarterbacks, and they've all gone on to long careers. Some more successful than others. You obviously have Tom Brady, which is the height of it, but Jimmy Garoppolo, who has the record for most conference championship games of any player ever. You have people who have carved out long, solid careers as starters and backups, like Matt Castle and Jacoby
Mhm.
Brissett. Like he's coached a ton of quarterbacks and they've all just hung around forever. And look at Mac Jones. He's still in the league. McDaniels only had him for a year, but he's still hanging around. He's doing really fucking well. So I think the floor is that he's a more than serviceable player for years to come, and the ceiling is obviously what we just got, Super Bowl, baby.
Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait to see him play. Like I know, like I said to Al last week, we're talking about all this other stuff, the AJ Brown, the Will Campbell of it, the Morgan Moses. Is he going to play right tackle? Is it going to be Lomu, running game, all this stuff? What's going to happen? At the end of the day, you got 10 back there. You got Drake May. Like I think this team's going to be pretty okay going into the year, whatever it happens to be. However that looks, the team's going to be good. So, you guys have anything else you want to touch on? Anything you want to get to before we get out of here?
Nah,
Nada.
it's the dead period between
Yeah.
minicamp and training camp.
Yeah. Yeah, no, we'll have to we'll figure out what we're going to talk about next week. If there's Patriots news, obviously we'll talk about it. We might have a fun episode. Maybe I don't know. We'll think
Here's
of
an
some sort
idea.
of
Here's an
yeah.
idea. Do you want
What?
to do a Mount Rushmore? Do a Mount Rushmore episode, pick a topic.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
down for
Sure.
that.
Yeah. We'll talk about it this week. Figure something out. Don't want to spoil it now. And then, we'll think of something like that. Unless some crazy news happens, which I don't see any deals getting done until, you get closer to training camp. So we'll see. Um, if Giannis goes to the Celtics, we will end up talking about that because we all still care about the Celtics. And if you're listening, you probably somewhat care about Boston sports as a whole. So you'll probably care about our opinions as well, which you should. Also, you guys see my shirt? The
Yeah,
alien in
the
the birth of
UFOs.
Adam. You get it? Because it's like, the painting with the birth of Adam with the hands touching. This is
Mhm.
basically aliens birth Adam, aliens birth us. Keep your eyes to the stars, guys. The world's gonna end by the end of the year. Plan accordingly. As long as we
And
get to
here
see
I
Drake
am
May.
with the M-Tax oil shirt.
So kind of the same. Kind of the
Shout out
same.
Landman.
Oh yeah, Landman. Yeah, I haven't
Yeah,
I haven't
that's a
finished the most
company.
recent season, but
It's good.
I was wondering why that sounded familiar. So
Yeah, I'm a
and then
Landman.
Al's just looking sleek and sexy in his black shirt. That's all. So for Al, Liam, Mike, main character energy as always. This was Tuck Rule Takes episode 234. We will see you guys next week. We'll have a fun little Mount Rushmore episode for you, and just counting the days to training camp, which inevitably leads to the regular season and Patriots football. So for these two buffoons, I'm Mike. We're out of here. We will see you next week.
These two groomsmen.
Groomsmen, yes, we will see you guys. I will see you in like a month.
Yes, you will.
See everybody then. Tuck Will Takes. We're out. Sweet feet.
3 feet.
Groomsmen.